Everybody, welcome to Kastor'sCorner.com. I'm your host here, Khalil, on our live YouTube channel for another toy of the day. So how's everybody's weekend going? We got a lot of toys the other day. We still have not replaced our grapple. The store that was supposed to have them in stock do not, so we will try again tomorrow. You can go to Kastor'sCorner.com for a full gallery of these toys. As well as our archive. You can go to Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media. And you can check out the Cornercast podcast up on Apple Podcasts this week with Dan Hu and coming up with our friends Jesse and DJ coming up. So tonight's toy of the day is actually a pair. They kind of go together, and I thought it would be good to... they're new, so they fit, right? So everybody got the license to the boys. We saw some import toys. We've seen some others. But NECA also got the rights to do the boys figures. And so we picked up Starlight and Homelander, the first two. I'll admit, the show is hard to watch. It is not your typical superhero show. There are some really weird things that I'm really not going to bring up. But if you've seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Starlight here has not had the easiest run of it on the show, but she's tough. Like she's a really tough character, and actress Erin Moriarty has done a great job portraying her through all the good and the bad. And then we got Homelander here, who is the evil version of basically what would be Superman. They got a little meta this season. It was kind of good. It was kind of fun. And I think, love him or hate him, he's the villain of the show. But I think they did a really good job with the figure. They've done a couple different things with both of these figures that I didn't realize till I got them out to pose them. That I thought was really impressive. So these are both considered ultimate figures. They come in the bigger boxes. They've got a few accessories. Homelander comes like this, but he also comes with a not so... So here's the thing. These two look almost identical. The hair is a little bit different. It's a little bit messier. It's part a little bit different. And he's got 5 o'clock shadow. You probably will be able to see it better in the photos. You won't see it as well here on the camera. And he comes with open hands, closed hands, and then he comes with the dangerous laser eyes that you do not want to get hit with, because he will melt you, and he has no problem. No matter who you are, he will melt you. And we're going to pop off that one. It's a pretty big peg. Never seen him that large before, to be honest with you. But I think it looks really good on him. And if you were to let it hit someone, like it's flat on the end. It's got a little bit of curvature to it, so it works. It definitely works as kind of like that Flash. And so I think they did a good job with him. Closed fist, open fist. Some of the stuff they've done that was... It's got a little bit of a smile and a little bit of a scowl. So here's a different thing that companies haven't done, or I haven't seen on figures before. So he's got sort of double elbows. It's broken up here, and you can see where the first bend is. But what I didn't realize when I first got it was that there's actually another joint right underneath, which is a different way to do it. And same thing for the knees. It's not a joint that we're used to seeing on figures. It's a much bigger middle piece, so it rotates on both of those points, which I think gives a little more stability, to be honest with you. On Starlight, it was a little bit weird because I didn't realize what was happening until I took a minute and saw where the breaks were. And I think that looks really good. The texture to this costume is really good. The only thing that sets him, or the criticism I will give for him, let me switch out the hands, we'll give him the fists, is, and I would have to go back and watch the show, so I guess I have two criticisms. His hands are kind of bright red, whereas the gauntlets have a gold overlay, and I'm going to assume they got that right. But here's the thing. They gave him kind of like a rubber suit. Looks more realistic, like in the show. Jackson's coming to say hi. But what that does is, even though there is a movement point underneath it, it's really hard to move because it is one giant piece of plastic. So you can feel that he can move a little bit underneath there and that there is parts under there, but because it's just one giant overlay for his entire torso, there's no movement. So there's no rocker in the middle, there's no bending. So he's limited a little bit. But, I mean, in the show, he's not the most agile character. So to see him... I mean, I'm not even worried about posing this guy out, which is kind of insane considering what we just went through with the Phantom. So, like, this is just really well done, really well sculpted, looks really good. If you were to switch this out and have him floating with one of the NECA stands. Oh, I dropped it, of course, and there goes my chair. Hi everybody, welcome to Kastor's Corner. We have broken chairs and I drop things all the time. If you had him floating above like that, I mean that is a pretty well posed action figure. If you get one of the NECA stands, and maybe you get one of the NECA stands for the heads, you can put them next to them. Really good, really well done. Starlight equally as good. She's really bright. Because of the costume, but she also has those double points on the elbows and down on the knees. I honestly thought it was breaking at her boot. I thought it was breaking, and then when I turned around the figure, I realized that there are two joints there, so it bends at both points, which again I think is going to save a lot of breakage for a lot of people because she's thinner, so she's more delicate, and I would worry about breaking her, but not so much. And the same thing with the hands. Instead of doing just the wrist pegs, which probably would have been pretty thin on here, they did the whole forearm. So, comes off at the forearm, and there you can see the two, maybe you can see the two joints. You're not going to see the two joints. But there's where you really can see the two joints that are there. And she also comes with an alternate head. Let's switch out her gauntlets. There we go. So she's got the punching fist. She can go into her flight pose as well. Oh, I don't remember. I don't know. Can't remember if she flies. She's got to fly, right? They all fly. Oops. Okay. Be careful with her hair. It is in two pieces. And as I was trying to take this head off, the glue loosened up a little bit and pulled away, but it didn't break. It didn't rip or tear or anything. Just a little bit of... She was in the car. It was very warm here in Connecticut. And so there is the alternate portrait with her light up eyes. They don't light up. They just have that creepy stare to them. So, I mean, having these two in flight poses with the capes, I think are just... And they're cloth capes. Soft good capes. I can't tell. I know they don't pose right? Like, I know that a lot of people complain because they don't pose right, they don't look right, they don't always fall right, they're hard to keep clean. You know what? Nothing beats a cloth cape on an action figure. I don't care. Like, I'm fine with the costumes being plastic. I don't need them all to be Mezco 112s. Sometimes that is a hindrance. But cloth capes on superheroes are just the best thing in the world. I've liked it since Superpowers, and I will continue to. I hate plastic capes. So there you go. Homelander, Starlight. They're showing up first at Walmart, $29.99. I really thought they would have done Homelander and Butcher first. I mean, they're the two leads of the show, but she's also a lead. I also wonder what they're going to be able to get away with, because there's some characters with questionable morals, and whether or not a store like Walmart, well, considering what he's done in the show and Walmart let him, I don't think they know what they bought. to be honest with you. Questionable morals, but they're known for doing the R-rated movies. So I'm excited to see where they take this line. I hope that they do at least Butcher. A-Train would be nice. A few of the other heroes would be good. I don't need the Deep. But yeah, no, I'm excited to kind of see this. And I wasn't sure. Frankenstein and these two were kind of on my list of maybe. Or if I need a review. And I have to say, I'm really impressed between the texture on the costumes, the new articulation, the way they're articulating them so the joints are a little more protected, and the accessories as ultimates. Do I like the $30 price range? No. But I also don't feel like this is going to break any day soon, which is nice. Which is a really nice feeling considering between Frankenstein and these guys, I was able to pose them here on camera for the first time and not worry about them breaking. So you can check out a full gallery of these guys up on our website, castorscorner.com, as well as the archive. You can follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media. And you can check out the Cornercast podcast and hit the subscribe button because we really appreciate it. The more of you that subscribe, the more cool things we get to do, and then we get to share them with you. And really, that's the best part of the journey. So thank you again for joining us for another Toy of the Day here on castorscorner.com. Have a good night, everybody.